In the days that followed, the geography that saved thousands also complicated rescue. Roads through mountain passes were blocked. Medical supplies had to be carried by hand over ridges. Yet the southern half of the city, its hospitals, its port, its administrative center, remained largely intact, allowing relief efforts to organize faster than in Hiroshima. The physical evidence of the hill's protective effect is still visible today. Aerial reconnaissance photos taken by U.S. forces in September 1945 show a stark line of destruction that stops abruptly at ridgelines. Wooden structures facing the blast in the Urakami Valley were obliterated. Buildings on the opposite side of hills, even those closer in straight-line distance to ground zero, show significantly less damage. The U.S. Strategic Bombing Survey, a team of military analysts and scientists who assessed both atomic bombings, devoted an entire section to Nagasaki's topography. On August 9, 1945, a second sun appeared in the sky over Japan. The city that stood beneath it should have been erased from existence. But against all logic, against all odds, thousands survived in a place no one expected. And their story rewrote what we thought we knew about the unthinkable. How does a city forgotten by fate become the place where hope refuses to die? Nagasaki was never supposed to be the target. On that August morning in 1945, the American B-29 bomber Boxcar carried a plutonium bomb nicknamed Fat Man toward Kokura, a major military arsenal city on Japan's southern island of Kyushu. But thick smoke and cloud cover obscured Kokura 3 times. With fuel running low and orders to hit a visual target, the crew turned southwest toward their secondary option, a port city nestled in valleys, a place many Americans had never heard of. Nagasaki was different from Hiroshima in almost every way. Where Hiroshima spread flat across a delta, Nagasaki folded into steep hills and narrow valleys carved by centuries of rivers. It was Japan's oldest gateway to the West, a city of Catholic churches and Portuguese traders, of shipyards and quiet neighborhoods separated by ridges of rock and earth. That geography, the hills everyone took for granted, would become the difference between total annihilation and survival. At 10:58 a.m. local time, air raid sirens wailed across Nagasaki. 2 B-29s had been spotted approaching from the east. Most residents had heard sirens dozens of times before. Many stayed indoors, some kept working. At 11:01 a.m., Bombardier Captain Kermit Behan spotted a break in the clouds over the Urakami Valley, the industrial northern district of Nagasaki. He released Fat Man from 31,000 feet. 43 seconds later, the bomb detonated 1,650 feet above a tennis court near the Mitsubishi Steel and Arms Works. The fireball reached temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. The blast wave moved outward at over 600 miles per hour. But Nagasaki's terrain did something no one had predicted. The Urakami Valley, where the bomb exploded, was a narrow basin surrounded on 3 sides by ridges rising 300 to 1,500 feet high. These mountains absorbed and deflected the blast wave. Neighborhoods on the far side of the ridges, Nishiyama, parts of central Nagasaki, the southern harbor districts, were shielded by millions of tons of rock and earth. Within seconds, everything within a half-mile radius of the hypocenter was vaporized or incinerated. The Mitsubishi factories, wooden homes, the Urakami Cathedral, the largest Christian church in East Asia, collapsed into rubble and fire. But 2 miles south, across the central ridge, people heard a tremendous roar and saw the sky light up, yet their buildings stood. By 11:05 a.m., 4 minutes after detonation, a mushroom cloud towered 5 miles above the city. Firestorms raged in the Urakami Valley for hours. Rescue teams couldn't enter the hypocenter zone until the next morning. Survivors staggered toward the rivers, their skin burned, many not understanding what had happened.